hello, hello. How's it going? Welcome back for those who are still here, or hello if you're just joining. Obviously, none of the on-screen chat stuff again, because PlayStation fucking sucks for that. Oh, boy. Smooth jazz, says Paulie. Indeed! Some smooth jazz. Oh yeah, that was the race I did. Shall we try this race again, chat? Let's try this race again. Right, I'm not going to practice, I know what I'm doing. It noisy. I think I remember who our rivals are, and that's Hizal and Drummond. No, Serrano. Serrano and Hizal, I believe, are our rivals. If I had an opportunity, I would choose the 155 100% of this time. I think the one chili for me is a good challenge, on the most part. I do think I need a little bit of luck in my favour when it comes to these races, though. Oh, it's a cool car, don't get me wrong. Hello, Leon, welcome back. I didn't know you left. Oh, that's fair. So yeah, there won't be any more playthroughs for the rest of the year. We'll start again in January. Don't get me wrong, I want to use a cool car, but my heart bonks it up. That's fair. like that car is the easy choice for this event for a reason. That's all I'll say. If you send one. There's Serrano, yeah, okay. We're about where we should be. Don't get me wrong, I really like the homage livery that Hizal and that are in. Hey Lima. I hope you're okay, dude. Hopefully I can cheer you up with some Gran Turismo. Yeah, that is, yeah. It's so easy to guess, isn't it? You're welcome. Like I said, hopefully we can cheer you up a little bit. You missed the ending of TXR. It was quite anticlimactic, but there's a clip if you want to watch it of us beating the final boss. Yeah, what Paulie said. Can't wait to get jumped off the start. Plenty of laps at the minute. We're retrying this race after fucking it up last time. How many current classic F1 tracks do we have in? I guess Brands Hatch. Brands Hatch would be one. Fuji. Has Goodwood hosted F1? Monza's there. Well, old Monza isn't. The new one is. Or modern Monza is. Nürburgring is one, yeah. Spa. Yeah, but they're on the calendar now. Oh, for current. You just say current or class. Oh, in that case then there's a few. The problem is that F1 only go to FIA Grade 1 circuits, and they're the only... Do you know what is surprising? Silverstone's not in the game. I'm not a fan of the circuit, I'm just saying. Oh yeah, Interlagos as well. Completely forgot about that one. I don't enjoy Silverstone as a driver or as televised as a circuit. It's just so middle of the road. Like, maybe for British touring cars or lower events, yeah, I'd agree, it's a really good circuit. But if you're talking top-level motorsport, it's really not. As much as I love Suzuka as a circuit, I will say that it is a shit racetrack. Oh, yeah. Well, if you're in for it for that aspect, then yeah, and that's only a deal that's going to last a couple more years. Like as a driver, I love Suzuka, but even I have to admit that as a racing venue, it's god awful. But I could drive Suzuka all day. Dragon F1 circuit tier list when? Dude, if I made one, I'd have so many controversial takes, it's not even crazy. I'll say controversial. I do not swing in the direction of what most fans of F1 really like. I'm gonna say it, I think Spa's overrated. I think the racing at Spa isn't as good as people think it is. It's only good because of the unpredictability of the weather. I don't like Spa. Yeah, everyone in a GT3 car will swear by it. It's just not for me. I don't like Spa. But that's the thing, right? I think Spa is good for a spectacle when it's raining or there's mid-weather changes. But that's the only time I think it's good. I don't think it's good any other time. Like if it was a standardized race like this, for example, where it's dry, It's just not a racing venue. As a racetrack, it's awful. But then again, what I would do is if I was someone that had to rate a tier list, I'd rate it on two things. How much do I enjoy it as a driver, and how good is it as a racing venue? Because they are two very, very different ways of looking at it. They are two incredibly different ways of looking at it. If you don't like a circuit, but the racing is good, then it's still a good racing circuit. Circuit de San Croix, real track? No. In the same way that this one isn't. Gran Turismo are very good at making fictional circuits, so I'll put it that way. I don't like it to drive, but I think it makes good for okay racing. Willow Springs is one of those tracks where you love it or you hate it. Unfortunately, I'm in the park of I don't mind it. There are worse tracks to drive at than Willow Springs. I can't say I've watched much racing there though. Oh, Le Boutela's just getting in the way, but that might be a good thing for us. Big Willow is okay. I would never do the horse mile. The horse mile was fucking awful. It's literally just hairpin, 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 hairpin until you get to the bottom of the circuit again. Why did the car not slow down? Come on. Really? I don't know if I can catch back up again after that error. I had one shot and the car just overshot it. What is my least favourite track to drive in this game? They just threw something together at the time to, at the time when they announced they were joining F1, it was just a quick throw together. I like Autopolis, but then again, I've said this before, I like a lot of Asian tracks. Partially because of their rarity in video games in general, but also because I think they're very fun to drive. There's just a certain style to them, and I think it's because they're very traditional. None of this massive, like, run-off area sort of thing. Well, they race Super Formula Autopolis anyway. Oh, is that Waters again, is it? Didn't they say that that was basically final? pretty sure they came out somewhat like, yeah, it's Kick won't be because Kick was a Sauber thing. Audi have all of their own partners and branding that they'll bring in. So I imagine like Oris, Castrol, Bosch will all come in, I imagine, on their car. It's not very often you get a fucking automotive giant like Audi bankrolling your team with sponsorship deals like that. Like, they have a lot of partners. I'm pretty sure their oil provider will be Castrol. I'm pretty sure. I don't think they do fuel. Yeah, I think maybe. Aren't Alpine with BP? Cota is budget Silverstone or American Silverstone, and therefore I hate it. Well, at least Walters ain't gonna get in the way again. I bottled it again, chat. I just don't... I might just run the fucking 155 next time. Oh, hello. Get out of the way, Gallo. Oh, you motherfucker! God damn it. Monaco as a race circuit and as a driver's circuit for me is awful. Monaco is one of the worst tracks I think I ever have to deal with. Well, yeah, we could do. I don't. The thing is, I like using the chilies. Like, the chili system is good, but I reckon if I just turn up in the 155, I'll just clap. It's more the fact it's a fucking, like, 12-minute race. That's the thing that sucks. It's like a 15-minute pissing race. But what I will say is that Monaco is a very unique circuit in that the most important race of the day is Saturday. It's the only track on the calendar like it. Yamanouchi. Okay. Komatsu. There's Yamanaka again. I like Suzuka to drive. It's a shit racing track though. Oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me. You're probably not getting to 200 though. I'm just glad I get to drive it, to be honest. Sepang, yes, I think is good for both racing and driving. I think that's a really good... Nürburg... mid. I think Nürburg's very mid. GT5, they had the 00 model as well. Looking at the livery, it's oh no, the livery, it could be the 06 model. Okay, don't hit the wall because this car hates it. Are you on about the Z-Tune? The Z-Tune GTR? Well, I like both styles just the same. I actually think a slightly body kit adjusted Skyline is the best one to go for. I think the stock body kit just doesn't look right to me. There's just something about a slightly modified body kit on these cars that just works. I still think there are some cars from the 90s and 2000s that sit well visually now. I just don't think the R34 is one of them. I think the RX-7, specifically the winged models, have aged really well. The Z32, yeah, I'd say the Z32 has aged better than the R34. Yes, they did. It was called the Carbon R. Amuse Carbon R. It was in Gran Turismo 4 and 5 and 6. Oh, speaking of the Amuse, they've recreated one. But just over, I think what A Matsui is driving. You'll see on the grid when we go there. If there's a black and white skyline on the grid somewhere, that'll be referencing the Carbon R. Rock music intensifies. I love Daiki Kasho's songs, man. Do you know what also really helps this car? Four-wheel drive. Full stop this lap. Yeah, the turbo whistle's alright. Don't know where the fuck I'm going here. I've thrown this lap. Skid issuing really, really bad. I still think there's more in that lap. Like, a lot more. High 149s if I'm really good. Probably in the fastest car. I don't think I could do it in this car. At least I couldn't. Oh, yeah, I know. It's a valid tactic in Gran Turismo, though, that's the thing. If you have no damage on in Forza, you can do the same thing. I don't think I need to do any more. Someone bought their air horn. I don't think Coque Lopez is matching that. Do you know what doesn't do what really helps? The fact that this car's piss easy to drive. They put Yamanouchi in a fucking Ford GT. Okay. Oh, T Sasaki's there in the yeah, four-wheel drive is the saving grace of this damn car. It just gives you the ability to just chuck it into the corners, that's the thing. I think this was a very, very poor balancing decision by PDI. I don't think the IGT is actually quicker. Tire goes squee. It does, doesn't it? They're not exactly falling away massively, but But the tyres are. The tyres are going to be an issue. If a fire truck catches fire, do I reckon it can put itself out? Asked Mamba. No. Because the water tank can't be where the fire is. Probably get warm, wouldn't put itself out. Project Wingman is just Ace Combat Home. I looked into Project Wingman at one point. Did you know the Titanic swimming pool is still full of water? Of course I did. Making me miss my break point. I do know about the Sony Bravia with the PS2s. Did you know the fish that live in the Titanic water are probably dead or fault? Hey guys, did you know that we are all just brains piloting a bone mech with flesh on it? Did you know there's a fork in the kitchen? Do you think fish are breathing or drowning? Breathing. And did you know we all breathe air? Actually, to be accurate, we breathe nitrogen. The air's more nitrogen than oxygen. I breathe in skill issues. While the odds on Dragon hitting an apex, basically zero. Way too warm, taking the throw off. I mean, Lima, if it makes you feel any better, at least you've had some, even if you haven't had them long, at least you've got some. I've never had one. lot of people say that sometimes it's not worth it. I guess there's pros and cons. I wouldn't mind having someone to confide in regularly, but I mean, I won't, because I respect Porty too much for that. I can't even laugh, because if I laugh I know I'll get a shit ton of coughs. Yeah. Happens when you're ill. I don't know how well Lima is. It's pretty frequent, but it's not all the time. My front right tyre's looking a little bit sad. Yeah, I was just about to mention that. And I did just mention that. But yeah, my front right is looking a little bit sad. It's alright. I'd say, well, even Forza Motorsports is pretty good, to be honest. I can still see where the textures and shadows are changing though on the screen. I can see when they all pop in and stuff. Actually, I know a really fun story about that because there was a video on it by the dude that programmed it. So basically, whenever you did that on Sonic 3D Blast, the reason why they did that was to get around Sega's quality control testing. It basically had the console basically hit an error, and instead of crashing, like, you know, that would fail their quality control check, they made it go to a level select screen so the game could reload itself. So you didn't experience a crash. They just, like, disguised it as a hidden level select menu. That's the true story. It was just to get around Sega's really rigorous testing procedures at the time. So your game actually does crash, but the way they got around it was instead of it crashing out completely and you having to reset the console, they let the game reload itself. Easy win. Absolutely easy win. I didn't get the clean race because I bonked a few walls. Oh yeah, I was going to show you Matsui, sorry. There you go, this guy's in the Amuse GT1, but I think it's been down-tuned a little bit. Oh yeah, it's been really down-tuned. There's your favourite Z-tune, Lima. They've engine swapped this car again. Yeah, but it's the 787B one. I'm surprised. They always seem to dump an engine swap in that car. Like, every time. Oh, we got a car. Let's go. Thanks, Gran Turismo, I guess. It's very red. 1,000 horsepower tuning battle. Oh, there's the other one. You need 800 stars. This one's got a different interior. I imagine it's based on the race car. That's what it looks like, a race car. So I'm assuming it was modelled on a race car. We could get the 11D tuned and unlock Gran Turismo 500 after this, potentially. Ugh. DTM. Starting to unlock some fun cars though. Grand Valley South. Okay, this is the short circuit. Sure, we'll run this one. Fugu Z, Evo 9, the GR86, or the Fugu Z. I'm so tempted by the Fugu Z, honestly. GT5 DTM Ballfest. Yeah, I would, but this car, I guess, is. Well, it's naturally aspirated, so it's, I don't know. It seems to have some go about it in a straight line. Grand Valley is not the track where you have go. I bought a bunch of cars. I bought the Giulia Carazzato and the Mines. Seems fitting to drive this car after TXR, but here we are. What cars could we possibly be against? Oh. Just doesn't hit the same as the original Grand Valley East BRB. Okay, Lima. This last chicane isn't as fun as the old one. Oh, 1,000%. I do not agree with what they did to this track. Do you know what? I'm better than Max Verstappen, 5th championship. I'll say this about this track, right? I didn't like the original Grand Valley, but I like that more than I like this. Right, look at how they massacred my boy. They threw it in the bin because they wanted it to be like off the coast of California, and California's just fucking desert. Yeah, it's just not Grand Valley for me. I think give or take, yeah. Some tweaks here and there. It would be really, really hard for Polyphony to justify another engine when... Yeah. This track sucks, man. Car's just not turning. So I think we need to get like a 13 to really be on the pace. I think that's doable. If I can nail the lap. Oh, Inui, please get out the way. That should do it. I don't think we'll need to set another lap. I suppose I found this car very easily manipulative, rather, in that you can get it to rotate quite aggressively at times, which is really helpful. Bear in mind, this is the slowest car for this event, by the way, so I either have a really good lap, or I just have no lap at all. There's no in between. Why the fuck did Sarah have? Because this is the power pack, and you'll be damned if you don't have Sarah. That's why. Oh, it's not even close. Oh, of course the fucking second place cars are pissing Yaris. You know what that means off the line, chat. You know, Yaris in fucking second place. We're about to get dumped off the start line, boys. Yeah, Lima called it out perfectly. All-wheel drive. That's even worse. Of course he's going to start driving defensively like a dickhead, isn't he? Get your fucking little turbo shoebox back here. That was a very tidy move, I think. If we just make the career mode in current Forza Motorsport with all the endurance races will make it better. It's arguable if it's better. I think objectively yes, subjectively potentially. Because, like, for someone who, I like the idea of having pre-built races like this. It saves me having to do it myself, and the fact it's against Sophie is great. But I can't help but feel like there's an inconsistency with the difficulty spikes, man. Reminder, this is the 2 chili car. This is meant to be the hardest this race is going to get. Right? And I am pretty much, okay, bar some inconsistency, I am clapping everyone lap time wise. But that's what I mean, I'm only talking in terms of the power pack. Forza is as easy or as hard as you make it. This you don't get a choice. I will say, I think I prefer the slightly more engaging way Gran Turismo deals with its content. I think I'll say that much. I think Gran Turismo makes it better to engage with content and make your own fun than Forza does. But I don't know, I still think Forza Motorsport 4 is better than Gran Turismo 3, which is my favourite Gran Turismo. But I do like the freedoms that this game gives you. I do like that. I just wish they didn't push sport mode so hard, man. I think the power pack would also have a bit of, I don't know, I wish they kind of let you build your own car within parameters. That would have been quite nice. I don't hate this, by the way. I just think the difficulty is inconsistent, which can taint the experience a little bit. Maybe that's just me though. Maybe the strengths and weaknesses I have as a driver are exploited in this mode, maybe. But even I can't help think, like, you know, some slight inconsistency here and there. And I would say I'm a pretty adaptive driver. I don't think I drive particularly badly in anything. I'm able to jump in a lot of cars and figure them out, but I don't think that jumping in a car and figuring them out is also the answer to difficulty, because I think some of the difficult, like the European old-timer race, I think is very inconsistently difficult. The 155 is four-wheel drive, but that Merc isn't. It has a faster straight line, but it turns like absolute piss, and doesn't always drive the way you expect it to. At least that's how I feel about it. Otherwise, someone else might feel different. They'll be able to clap it in the M3. I'm not, but something to think about. That's because I'm not thinking about it. If I have to think about how I'm driving, it's not great. I'm very good at doing it because I've done it for so long. I've been right. I know how to drive. Once I figure the car out, I can just second nature do it. But you can also tell when I'm trying. If I go quiet, it's because I'm trying. If I can talk like this and I'm just driving like it's no problem, then I'm obviously comfortable with whatever the car can do and whatever the AI are doing. But that's why I say it's inconsistent. How could I get the worst car for this event on a track I absolutely loathe and start clapping cheeks? But on a track where I should theoretically have the best car, I can't compete at all. It just, you know. I wouldn't even say my laps are inconsistent either. They're all within a second of each other, which is pretty good going. Maybe it's these brake triggers that are throwing me off. Maybe it's that. So I'm applying the brakes lightly and I'm doing the same thing and I'm getting more pressure out of it sometimes. So maybe it's that. Maybe it's just the brake triggers that are throwing me off. Like, there you go. By just focusing a little bit more on what I was doing wrong, I did a 13.3. I wouldn't say a 13.3 is bad going. 13.0 even. I nearly went 12. Like 1 minute 12 in that car. I probably won't be going too much longer. I would try that fucking Alfa Romeo, but I'll probably do that off stream because I don't want to stress myself the fuck out. And, you know, I like a challenge, right? I think I've said this before. I really like a challenge. But sometimes, look, 2 chilies, 1 chili, and then fucking nothing. It's like, just no consistency to the difficulty, look. 2 chilies, 2 chili. I can do most of them on 1 chili just about. Like, even that Civic Cup, I'm still not over that, by the way. Chili, and then 2 non-chilies. But they're all the same cars. It just doesn't make sense. There's not too many historic races, to be fair. I bet they take a while, though. What, you... What, I haven't done that many touring. I've only done the 1, unless you're on about... Which one are you on about? You on about the... Oh, that one! I think it was. The Civic race we nearly won, but then I got beat on the second one. Oh no, Suzuka is that one. Well, I was going to do it in the pink one, but I think I bottled it in the race, and just out of frustration, because of how long this race actually is, I think I just did it in the touring car to get it out of the way. But I could definitely do it in the pink car if I just have some luck. The corner that kept fucking me up was the hairpin, the Dunlop hairpin. That really kept fucking me up, like, every time. I did it in the touring car and I can't keep up with the AI. I can give you some advice if you really want. Shall we paint a car, chat? I feel like painting a car. Maybe another Super Formula, maybe. I can't wait to get absolutely nothing from this. Yay! A fucking exhaust I can't use. That's what I'm in the middle of doing right now. Can you message me tomorrow on Discord? What? Delivery that we make? Or you just want me to message you in general tomorrow? I mean, we have a Toyota. Oh, advice. Yeah, oh. Well, if you want, I can show you. But the trick is to reduce your wheel spin. So you only want to be on the throttle when your car's straight. Because that bogs it, that reduces any, like, traction slip. Like, the trick to the touring car, the trick to the Civics is to not turn on wheel spin. If you can smooth your driving out, it's not that hard. It really isn't that hard. I think when I did it, I think I ended up clapping the AI. I can't remember. I can't remember how I did it, but we have a Toyota here. I can increase the anti-lag still. Doesn't do anything, but I could show you it. It'd be hard to show. It's easier to show than, like, explain. But basically it's just a case of, just minimize wheel spin. I'm falling off for today. What? That makes no sense. Oh, you mean you're going away, like, for now? Well, take it easy, Lima. No worries, man. Glad I could help. I mean, that kind of works well enough. I'm not much of a painter, though. It's just not a clean line. No, again, I don't tend to do inspiration liveries, if I'm honest. I just tend to make my own. You could argue, I guess it's Caterham inspired, if that's where your line of thinking was. Like, it's just not something that came to mind when I started doing it. I mean, there's that awkward jab there, but is anyone really going to notice that? It'd almost be better to just do the whole airbox yellow. Instead of the stripe on the car, maybe. Actually, that could work better. Like I said, I'm not much of a painter. I don't think half the stuff I make is actually any good. Just me, though. That's because I'm also incredibly picky again. Keep... It's just something therapeutic about painting for me. I guess it doesn't have, like, yeah, you could spend like ages like matching up your lines and everything, but if you can just get something just kind of looks half decent, then you're alright. I guess that would be top that we need on the engine cover. It only needs to be a small square, doesn't need to be massive. Yeah. Kind of works. It just kind of cuts off at the fin. Well, if you want to, again, put fantasy logos on the car, you can. Actually, I think I actually have in my collection, I have some green style logos. I said that I think I have some logos that fit the color scheme of this car, but you know, like I said, I always find that this is one of those. It's just one of those. You know what? I've completely forgotten. Like I said, I don't ever think these cars need to be complicated, though. That's just me. I don't think these ever need to be all that complicated. Bib and dumb. I like how everyone's just stopped watching now that I've started painting the car. I need to insult me, guys. Cheers. I guess pain isn't for everyone. I'm glad someone does. It can be, like I said, it can be very, like, therapeutic or whatever you want to call it. There is enjoyment to be had if you're like me and you enjoy this sort of thing. Like, 100%. Slowly coming together, look. At least I think so. It's just relaxing for me. I just like doing it. Oh, that's why. I'm on the wrong part of the car. There we go. Oh, that's weird. Oh, it's fixed itself now. Okay, that was weird. Cool. Um, um, it's Toyota in it. You need to go into other. You need to go into other for that. You're welcome. It's a bit of a weird one, so I get it. Oh boy. What else did I put on there? Oh, Saint Honore, which I can't put on because it's white. There's Michelin Man. I see what I did. Whoops. That's better. It's passable, I'd say. I think it's better than the first one I made. I don't think that's a particularly high bar, but I like it. God, don't remind me. This one I actually correctly labelled as a TGR car. This one I correctly labelled as a TGR car. As you can tell by the hood, well, the nose cone of the car. Like, if I shove the nose cone on there. There you go. Toyota Gazoo. Customer Racing. But that looks good to me. I even got Bibendum on the car. I don't think all in all that's too bad. I'm still going on mine. Once you kind of get a feel for it, you kind of just know what you're doing. But these are not the easiest things to paint. I guess I just have a very rigid style in how I paint things, I guess. I don't think like I said, I don't think it's particularly impressive as a car, but it's okay. It's not going to set the world on fire. It's just okay. Mixing it with fake and real sponsors just kind of gives it that nice little vibe about it, I guess. That's what the AI cars do as well. They'll mix real and fictional together, so it looks in place for a Gran Turismo livery. I think it's pretty good. The thing I'm happy about is the fact I managed to get something to go. I think I saw it on someone else's livery. I managed to get a decal that works across there. So as long as it's long, I actually think it's okay. As long as it's long and near the top, you can make something work on the nose cone. I just realised there's Nicola pizza delivered. I'm gonna quickly change them. I'm gonna quickly change it. Listen, I don't know why. I just kind of just thought, well, we'll give it a dark. I just pick a base and go for it. Honestly. Easy. Easy delivery maker. I'm pretty much done. You can share photos in the Discord, dude. That just works really well. Now I've got 3 custom painted cars, although one of them isn't mine. This car probably needs a clean, to be honest, but... Oh yeah, I put it on hards. Get back onto softs. Now it's the same rating as every other car, look. Neato. Oh yeah, it's set by performance points at the minute. Oh, there's the F1500T A. I have that, I just don't have the... I would need a second Honda to balance out my my gatherings. Maybe we'll paint one more before I go. Why not? GT Auto car customization. Give me a base color, Liam. Let's make it fun. Give me a base color. Like, I get to choose what specific color of that shade is, but give me a base color. Yeah, you probably could, and I could probably still make it work. Do a yellow. So any shade of yellow. Cool. See, theoretically, there's one of 3 routes I could go with this. I don't think red works. I don't think red works. I don't think orange really works. The blue, maybe, is an option. Purple could work, actually. Like a lilac. I'll have to paint the rest of the car and see how we get on, but... Cool. May as well have just said... Well, I did say a base colour. And I did say I could probably make it work. You didn't specify how I had to use the yellow. I just said, well, I did. I said, give me a base colour. But the problem is these things have very weird body shapes. I think I've mentioned this already, though. Because, like, to even get it up there it's like stupid. Still a base yellow. It's not a very traditional colour scheme I would probably go for, but like I said, I think I can make this work. I'm surprised at the lack of purple brand logos, so that mildly concerns me. Oh, actually, I tell a lie. Well, I guess that's the main sponsor. Bit too large. Could always rely on some of my other decals to try and make up some colours, I suppose. Got any yellow sponsors, I wonder? Speed of light. That could work. Such a fucking... Oh, Pharmacy 24. I almost never see that used. Like, anywhere. I actually don't know if it's actually been caught on any of the fictional Gran Turismo cars, honestly. So this is a Honda, and I know I have a HRC. Oh, I actually have a couple of... Okay, cool. Didn't realise that. Ah, wrong one. I need it in black. Black text, because it's going on a yellow background. That's probably why they've made it, because it's not real. Ah, I never duplicated that. Whoops. Oh yeah, I can't. Wrong bit of the car. Because I keep forgetting it's on pissing other. That might work better on the rear wing. Oh, fuck. Keep on the Yokos. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that as well. Whoops. Now we can go back to editing. It's a mix of, like, just knowing what they're doing, like, knowing what they're doing, and, there's a bunch of things, really, if I'm honest. It doesn't quite work when you do it like that. Actually, it kind of does. Like, I wouldn't say I know exactly what I'm doing, but I'd like to have a crack at the actual F1 cars, like the budget F1 cars that they made, but I haven't had the chance to do that yet. If you know color theory, this makes painting a lot easier, I'll admit. Knowing color theory is a really, really good way to do it. Bit more to it than that, if I'm honest. There's always more to it than just a simple idea, but you should kind of accuse the grid of looking boring because of the very color scheme. And I know you said it's like yellow, but the base car's still yellow. It's just I've had to use purple to accentuate it in a way that works. I still think this looks good. I just realised they're not straight. That looks a bit better. I'd say it looks okay. I don't think that looks terrible. Okay, it's more purple than yellow, but I still have to start with the yellow base. And it looks different. It's not very often you see purple and yellow. Okay, like I said, yeah, it's probably more purple than yellow. But I'd argue that the nose of the car means it's more yellow. It's probably not quite perfect. It's just good enough, but could probably make the nose a bit more consistent. Actually, that's not working. That's better. Now the paint isn't lapping over the front wing, like awkwardly. The speed light worked for the other side, it didn't work for the left side though, that's the problem. If I could have the talent to do accentuation lines, I would. But I usually let the car's body do that. Now we've got 2 of each, I guess, so if you ever wanted to run a budget Super Formula race, you could. I'd never thought I'd make a yellow and purple car, though, but it looks good. At least I think so. No, it doesn't look too bad on the screenshot either. think how you use the space is as important as how you make it look, I would say. Oh, I do have the activity feed there. Cool. And there we go. We've got our two Toyotas, two Hondas. Yeah. Grid already looks very colourful already, and I've only got the 4 cars. It's just a shame these are fucking 1,000,000 credits each. I mean, I get it, but, you know. Still looks pretty cool going through all the motions, I'll admit. I'm not going to make 10 teams, I'm going to make 20 individual cars. That's how I've always done it. I don't really do team things that much. Just not much of a point. At least for me. The Escaped movies give you a good chance to see how they look in on track at different times of day as well. That almost looks white in that. Call me a Cadbury car. I never actually checked the other one, did I? Yeah, but if you've seen how fast I can turn out a livery. It's just, can I do it uniquely enough to make the grid not look boring? As for which one I would run, I have no idea. Honestly. I have no idea which one I would run personally. Oh, yeah. I have a couple of downloaded ones, but I wouldn't want to do that too many times. Especially because if you look at your own grid, you can go, damn, I made all this. That's the neat thing about it. It's just taste, mate. I wouldn't worry about getting people to like and rate and uprate everything on your liveries. I don't see much point, personally. You just make what you like, and if other people like it, great. I have a friend who I think makes some fantastic liveries, but they don't hit all that many people, if I'm honest. That looks good in the day as well. That's why I gave you the advice I did, but the more you do it, the more you come to just appreciate what a good livery looks like. That is the Abel and Co car, yeah. It looks good. I guess you could say your next best work is always around the corner. It's a bit plain compared to the other cars, I'll admit. Like, I think this one's got a lot less sponsors and, you know, it's very basic colour 101 sort of thing. I guess that's why I didn't like it. I guess I just thought it was a bit barren, but it works. That's the thing. It does just work. Maybe I'll make my my own race suit inspired one. Trying to make a black and blue car is very, very tricky though. Like, trying to make a black and blue car is incredibly difficult. It usually needs a tertiary colour, like this for example, but obviously every car is subjective, right? So that was the wrong car. This is the one I meant to pick. You always need some sort of tertiary colour with the black and blue stuff, but you can make it work. This is just a 787B one I downloaded when I found it on the Sharefront. I guess I'm my own harshest critic. I guess. Like, I've always been pretty critical of myself. I want to hold myself to a high standard, but then I see, like... Maybe in hindsight I just downloaded livery, like... In hindsight, I don't know why I downloaded this. It's very... bland. It's cool, but it's bland. And then you've got... I don't know, something like this. Which is pretty cool. Like I said, maybe I'm just a man of just critical thinking all the time. Like, here's one my friend made. My friend made this one. Shame he's not in the stream, but my friend made this one for me. It's way better than anything I could have made. That I think that's why I hold myself in such a weird regard. I don't think my liveries look bad, it's just people can make better. and I feel comparatively awful, but I've always been told I should look at, like, I think this was also my friend. No, I think this one I downloaded, I think. That one I downloaded, I think. What other ones have my friend made? Like, my friend made this one as well. I know he made this one. My friend made this one as well. I think he's just a better livery editor than me. But he's also got a lot more experience with the system than I do. Guess I just feel comparatively inadequate. I guess that's why. Like, this is the same friend that made the Yokohama one for the Honda that you just saw. That's why I'm harsh on myself. It's like, but you should only ever compare yourself to yourself at the end of the day. Like, genuine life advice, compare yourself to yourself. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. Like, my friend... Oh, there's a Group 3 car here somewhere that he made for me, and I remember it was one of the first cars I asked him to paint for me. We have a list that we need to go through together. My friend painted this. Like, I can't compete with this. It's probably one of my favourite liveries, to be fair. I'm not a big fan of the Supra, I'm a Honda guy, but... At least in terms of Super GT, I'm a Honda guy. But my friend made this for the Supra. And it's one of the first things I asked him to paint. This music is really not helping. But I really rate his livery work. I really do. What's really funny is that he made a color flip version. Like I say, a color flip. There was a black and orange one. Well, that's the thing. Compare yourself to yourself. That's all you should do. How you use the space, like I said, is as important as what you do with it. Let's see, is there anything else down here? Here's another one. There's another one he made. You just need to know what you're doing with cars to kind of get the most out of them. This one's a bit of a asymmetrical livery. So if you don't like asymmetricalness, you probably won't like this, but... it just works. Like I said, that's just how you use the space and the livery and stuff. I never actually did check how my Abel & Co. one did. It's not great, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, it's my shared items, isn't it? Oh, there you go. I got what? 3 likes, 2 reshares. I can't reply, but. That was left earlier today, actually. It was actually about 15 minutes after I shared it. It was 15 minutes after I shared it. Like I said, my photos no one cares about photos. It's liveries and stuff that will get you noticed. Maybe I'm a bit too harsh on myself, but like if I go to my friends, like my friend's got a couple of likes on these ones, which are like the Colony style ones. But like there are some people that literally just paint these cars sort of that paint these sort of things like look at this. Got 29 likes, 7 reshares. He doesn't exactly make, and then someone makes replica liveries, and they seem to do all right. There are just some people that just know what they're doing with the. Right, see if I can. Actually, I know a faster way of doing it. Where is he? Here you go. Well, you make some liveries for people, and they all look genuinely great. A lot of them are like slight reskins or recolors, but this dude's literally this team's painter. Replicas are popular though. They always are. It's actually be better. It's almost a positive to get better at replicas because people want that more than original. It's just how they get the stuff to work with the lines, I think I haven't worked out yet. I just haven't worked out how to get the lines to work. Obviously, I know a small trick you could do, which is if you do all the work here and then just slightly resize the one and like duplicate it and slightly resize it, you can get a similar sort of effect. I know that trick. I'm just terrible at like look at this, the import car from Super Formula 19. But of course that's one of my friend's stuff, so one of my friends is very good at photography, but doesn't seem to do much with, like, race photos. He's got loads. That one's got no likes or anything. I like my photography as well. I'm a jack of all trades, but I don't master anything. So if you know what you're doing in this game with everything, you can make everything look pretty good. But obviously I'm not much of a Well, I say I'm not much of one. Well, if I go race, I haven't shared any. Of course I haven't. Well, yeah, of course I do. I should probably grab myself a bunch of other decals, but you can always do that as and when you need if you want. But yeah, another bit of GT7 today. I didn't expect it to go on this long, but I guess we'll keep our yellow and purple car. So I selected car, why not? I'll probably wrap this up for tonight. We'll be back with it tomorrow, most likely, because I'm enjoying it at the minute. Like, I actually saw it. If I go to the share front quickly, by the way, Liam, I'll give you a bit of critique on stream before I go. Yeah. I like what you've done. Like, the way you've done the engine cover and stuff is way better than I could have. You've got a bit more colour variety going on. The colours kind of match pretty well, to be fair. But yeah, it's not bad. Like I said, I like the line work. It's better than what I was doing anyway. But trying to get the line work and stuff is... The more intricate you go with the design, the more time it takes to paint. It's not bad. It's really not bad. One problem is you've got Hankook sponsors on Firestone tyres. That's a big no-no. Also, I have no idea if Porsche and Cupra collaborate. I did notice that. You've got Firestone tyres on Hankook sponsorship. Big no-no. It's a sponsorship conflict. At least put the correct tyre sponsor on then. But yeah, you're right. They do look closer to the FE car. But I wouldn't put Hankook as a sponsor when you're running Firestone tyres. On the actual car. Oh, in that case then, fair enough. But yeah, you might want to change the Hankook to Firestone. At the very least. But yeah, I'm genuinely surprised that this has had... I'm surprised this has had a comment, honestly. I guess some people are just browsing the share front every so often. I'm sure this will probably get a little bit... that shitty effort. You can always unshare it. That is a thing you can do. Don't know if anyone's actually put this in their collection. It doesn't actually tell you if anyone's put it into your collection. Maybe one day I'll share this and just see where we're at, but... And this. Like I said, I'm fucking terrible. I feel trash, but I know I'm not. I might keep it around. I kept the Jimny around. That's true. Like, I'm not much of a creator, honestly. If you want popular users, you can always have a look, see what these guys are doing. But these guys know what the fuck they're doing. That's the problem. These guys all know exactly what they're doing. And there's a mix of Japanese and, like... There's a lot of people that are doing this sort of thing. I'm guessing that's their cover photos. I'm guessing if I go to this guy profile, yeah, it's his profile. There you go. 1,445 followers. Don't change the tyres, change the sponsor. Because I know Hankook tyres can't go on the Super Formula car. That's what I mean. Change the Hankook to Firestone. Don't actually change the Firestone tyres. Change the Hankook to Firestone. Saves you a bit of work. You can just literally go on it and then click replace. Yeah, in that, yeah, but if you're going to be accurate, at least be sponsor accurate. Like, don't, like, I've got a Goodyear sponsor on this car, obviously. I've got Bibendum somewhere on it. No, not Bibendum, that's Michelin. I've got the Goodyear logo on the top of the side pod, I think. But I still put Goodyear tyres on it. This was a really old photo that I shared a long time ago. Which I quite like the livery of that one, actually. But yeah, my photography isn't great. Exactly. Exactly. That's why I went and changed it. But mine was because I thought I had a Toyota when I was painting the Honda, and I just didn't check. I knew the one I was working on today, both were a Toyota and a Honda respectively, and I have fixed that. So, but I have that stream to forever immortalize that mistake. So, but like I said, if you compare like the black line outlines that you did on yours compared to mine, so yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you can do the black outline style that you were going for, it's pretty good. I can't, because I'm trash at painting cars. Like, I use the lines of the car. I use the lines of the car to do the line work. You can either make them blank and keep Hankook, or you can change the Hankook to Bridgestone and put Bridgestone tyres on the car. Like this, like I said, I like letting the lines of the car do the work with a car like this. But if I go and, let's just quickly browse something, content search, current car, let's just go have a look, see what there is. Like, you got people making Ferrari replicas, which is pretty cool. The Apex GP car. Like, the amount of time this people must have put in for this shit. And obviously all of these are just fucking F1 concept liveries and whatever have you. Replicas. Like, the line work on this is something I'd like to attempt, but I don't have the... I'm not good. I'm not a good painter. I don't have... Well, there you go. But yeah, something like this I would like to have a go at, but... You know... Same with me, but I don't have time to sit there all the time. I'm pretty sure this is the car that Igor Fraga drove, I'm pretty sure. Looks like it, based on the halo. I see a Brazilian flag. I think this was the car that Igor Fraga drove in actual real life, sort of thing. Yeah, Igor Amura Fraga. But I know that Sagittarius actually does a lot of... It's weird, because Sagittarius, if you go, look, has got some of the 2019 competition stuff up, and has done a few photos, but if you go to styles, dude has also done a couple of the liveries for, like, the in-game cars. Like the Countach that gets used in one of the championships, I can't remember which one. This is literally the one they use in the same with the RX-7 here. I haven't found half of the drivers, but half the livery editors, but I think that's the car that someone drives in the 600 pp championship, I think. But obviously I've never actually gone deep diving into, like, whatever people have made. This is meant to be Blackbird from Wangan Midnight, I think. Something like that. But I've never actually gone and found all the people that make those liveries. As long as they share them, of course. Bear in mind that I've got the ones from the GT that I got and have been unshared. But this, like, you know, if you go through the pages, there's like over 100 pages of fucking cars for this. Like, this is one of the most popular brands of car to paint because they're all fucking F1 people. Like, all of them are F1 fans. They just go and recreate everything. But it's all literally replicas for the most part. Finding anything original here is really difficult. And most people are not willing to scroll through a million pages like we're on, let's just get to page 45. Look, we're still doing F1 replicas. Now we're on page 56. There's the start. If this eventually loads. But that's why I think making replicas are something everyone wants. There's very few things out there for people like myself who want original work. I much prefer having original, or at least more obscure, because F1 is F1. I can see those cars whenever I want. I can't see them. Like, someone made the F2 livery of, you know. Like, finding any, like, you have to actually, like, click your current car. But even if I put original, mine's there. That's quite funny. But you'll still get people putting replica liveries in here. What's the point? If people aren't going to like actually manage their thing correctly, then it's just pointless. But that's an original livery, I could tell you that for free. So's that. Like, there are people that genuinely do it. Like, here you go, here's an Epson car, but that looks a bit of colour clashy. There's a page. That's it. There's one page, and one of them's mine. But God forbid if I put in... God forbid I put in Hamilton. 4 pages of just Hamilton liveries. Either way. Right, I best get to bed because I've got work all day tomorrow. I think this car's come out pretty alright, actually. I think there's probably a couple of improvements I could make at some point. If I can be asked to paint them, but we'll see. You can still see where the yellow lines cut into the livery, but that's just because of how this game... No worries, we beat TXR and I need something to do. Anyway, I'm gonna get to bed. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for joining. Join me again tomorrow for more of this, I guess. Yeah, have a good night.